Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. I am Marilyn Barrow. So it is wonderful to have us here with us today. Please, before we proceed, remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share this video. Okay, you guys are welcome today. So today we are going to be talking about operating system. Yeah, it is important as a tech savvy, as someone venturing into tech, even if you are venturing into the softer part or the non-code tech part, it is important that you understand the basics of operating system. So today is going to be an introduction to simple operating system, like the basics of operating system is what we are going to be learning about today. So the first thing you ask, what is operating system? Simply, operating system is the program that after being initially loaded into the computer by a boot program manages all the other applications program in a computer. Okay, so after it's that program that it's been initially installed by a boot program which then manages all other applications. So let me explain this in a simpler term. In a simple term, just know that an operating system is that program that is responsible for the total functionality of a computer. Okay, so a computer. So what does this mean? It means that I get a phone. Let's say I got a HP laptop, and I just have the hardware. Okay, now we know what hardware is. Okay, hardware is just the external features of your computer. Those things that you can touch are called the hardware. Now I get HP hardware, and there is no operating system program installed in it. If I should press the keyboard, there will be no response. I don't know if you understand. There is no operating system to coordinate, to manage any other application in this hardware. I don't know if you understand. I hope that explains it to you guys. So it is because there's an operating system. That's why when you give a command, something performs that command. Okay. I don't know if you understand that, but that's just the basic explanation of an operating system. It's simply that program that is responsible for the functionality of a computer. Let me just put it that way, okay? Now, we at a tech savvy, as someone into the IT world, even if it's the non-coding IT aspect, a lot of clients, or let's say as a virtual assistant, as a virtual assistant, a lot of clients will require that you have certain type of version of an operating system. Okay, they require that. They have the reason they require that because most software applications might not be compatible with a lower version. So maybe by the time, let me explain the common types of operating system. I believe that will make it more understandable to us. So now let's look at the common types. Common types of operating system that we see everywhere. I know you might heard of you'll be hearing of Mac, you'll be hearing of Apple iOS, you'll be hearing of Windows, and you'll be hearing of Chrome OS, or Linux, or Linux, whichever one you depend on the way you pronounce it. Okay, so these are like the common operating systems that we know about. Now, when I say OS, I mean when sorry when someone says to you, like when you have a system, or like say like when you have a PC, and you might be seeing Windows, you might be seeing the Windows icon. It means that that operating system in that computer or that laptop, it's Windows operating system. I don't know if you understand that. You might be seeing Windows on it. You see the Windows icon. Most HP laptops, Windows, they use Windows operating system. So you might be seeing the Windows icon. It means that that particular computer is using a Windows operating system. I hope that I hope you understand this with this explanation. Okay. Now, Windows, I'm going to explain the differences. Windows operating system, it's manufactured by Microsoft. It's a company, it's a product manufactured by Microsoft. I told you guys Microsoft is a company. They are in the world of software applications. There are major companies that are very popular for producing a lot of software. Like example is you've heard of Microsoft, you heard of Google, you heard of Apple, etc. There are so many of them, but these are the very, very popular ones. So part of the products they produce is and its operating system. Okay. So for Microsoft, they have the Windows operating system, which mainly functions on a laptop, on a PC, okay, on a laptop. So now that is it for Windows. Now we have Mac. We have Mac OS. So it's an operating system that is developed by Apple, and this is mainly for desktops and laptops. Okay, I hope you understand that. So every Apple laptop or that you see has a Mac operating system, which is also developed by Apple. Okay. Now another one is Apple iOS. That is an operating system developed by Apple for phones. Okay, so almost every Apple phone you see has the operating system called Apple iOS. Okay, so now operating system, when we talk about computers, it's not just the desktop and your laptop that is computers. Okay, phones uses computers. A lot of technological innovations uses computers. So phone also has an operating system. Okay, so for the phone, for the mobile phone, we have Apple iOS. We have a type. Okay, the operating system phone. Let's just split it into for PCs, desktops, and then for phones. So we have talked about the one for desktops and PCs. That is Mac, produced by Apple. Now we are talking about their mobile operating system called Apple iOS. Okay, so most Apple phone uses that. Most devices such as iPhone, iPad, and iPad Touch uses the Apple iOS. Okay, so okay, I've talked about Windows operating system developed by Microsoft, which is for PCs and all of that. So now let us talk about Linux. So Linux is an operating system that is developed for PCs too, and for PCs or laptops as well. But the difference here is that Linux is an open source. Like you can't tag the ownership to a particular let's say okay, different developers develop it. Different developers sort of, let me use the word edit, they develop and improve it. Different people. Unlike let's say unlike Windows, and you know that is owned by a specific company, which is Microsoft. Okay, so Linux is an open source. It's a type of operating. It's also an operating system. Okay, now the most for phone, let's say the most popular you might know it's Android. Android operating system. Now Android is an operating system that is mainly for phones and is developed by Google. Okay, so Google developed Android operating system, which is for phones, and the mainly which is for phones, and most phones uses Android. Most phones are Android. Okay, that's why you hear this phone is an Android phone. In as much as the hardware is produced by Techno, but you hear it's an Android phone because Android is a company. It's developed by Google, which Google is a software production company. Okay, I hope you understand that. So once again, an operating system is the software that directly manages a system's hardware and resources. That's another definition, like CPU, memory, and storage. Okay, so I hope we understand that. Now, for it is advisable that you have whatever operating system you're using, it's advisable that you use the latest version or the latest developed version of that operating system. Because example is because most applications, most software applications might not, or most, okay, for let me use this example. When I was having a physical class, I had this student, um my laptop was faulty, and I needed to record that class with the online students. So I begged that I use his laptop, and I observed that I couldn't record via Zoom. I couldn't record the class via Zoom. So I had to ask him, okay, what's the operating system? what's the version of your Windows, and he said Windows 7. Now, the reason why we couldn't record because he is using Windows 7. Now, why is that so? It is so because most of these softwares, most of these applications we use, they keep developing it and developing it. Okay, so probably Zoom developed the art of recording, and Windows 7, it is not, as in it's not compatible when you're using Windows 7. I don't know if you understand. My own Windows is 10. I don't want to upgrade to 11 yet. I'm okay with the 10 for now because most applications, although 11 is faster, okay, but I'll do that later. But for now, my own is 10. So we found out that we couldn't record our Zoom training because of his Windows 7 that he's using. So it is advisable that we always, at least even if you don't have the latest, at least have the one before that one, because there are so many improvements and so many things that are being developed that if you don't have that version, you might not be able to have access to them. Okay, so that is it. Now, while I'm talking about the importance of having either the latest or the one before the latest version, is that most clients, as a virtual assistant, most clients will tell you, they will write it boldly, that the least you should have is Windows 10. Okay, the least you should have is Windows 10 because they are faster than the other versions. So it is important that you understand this and understand why most people will request for Windows 10 upwards. Okay, so that you can be in line, or you can be well informed with what you are supposed to have before you start working as a virtual assistant. So that is just basically what we have today to explain this basic introduction, because you need to understand all of this. You need to understand that there are software companies, that there are different types of operating system. It is produced by this, it is developed by this company, it is developed by the other company. Okay, so I hope we learned something today, and please stay tuned to this channel. We have more and more videos coming up, so please remember to like, subscribe, share and comment on this video. Thank you so much for today. Bye. You can drop your questions in the comment section. If you have a question, we will if you see the questions, we will likely answer them all. And remember that this is the basic, this is just a little explanation. There are so many deeper explanations to operating system, but we are not going very deep. You just have to have this basic knowledge and understanding of what operating system is. So that is the essence of this video, that we have the basic knowledge. It is very important. Thank you guys. Bye.